Good afternoon and welcome to Mike and the Hoss on Wolfeboro Community Television. I'm Mike Danais.
And I'm Charlie Hossack.
Coach, let's mention our sponsors before we get on.
All right, you start.
All right, so we want to thank
You can say it.
Skelly's Market. Sorry, I was doing a blank.
Good job.
I didn't know which one I wanted to lead off
All right,
with, so
you
I'm
got
going to start off with Skelly's Market.
Okay. Downtown Grill Cafe.
And Morrissey's Front Porch.
Right on. Thank you for your sponsorship.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's hit some Kingswood stuff.
Okay.
We kind of made note when we did next week in Wolfeboro, this week in Wolfeboro?
This week in Wolfeboro.
This week in Wolfeboro.
Yep.
We kind of made note.
Oh, it's next week in
It's
Wolfeboro.
next week. I was right.
I'm producer. Yeah, you were right. You're second-guessing yourself.
So that we seem to have a couple weeks now. There's not many home games.
No.
And it seems like all the night teams are on the road.
Like you said, we're going to be busy in February.
There's going to be a lot of things going on
lots
campus.
of stuff.
Yeah. So we'll start with boys hockey. They're playing tonight. You know, we're taping. It's Wednesday right now. They're going to be playing tonight against Lebanon. And as much of a must-win game early in the season as I think there is. They lost to Oyster River Monday. And, you know, overall, I think they played pretty well. They had some defensive breakdowns, especially on the penalty kill.
Right.
And just marking up, and, you know, my son was one of them, and I'll just fully admit it that he had some breakdowns. Yeah. But you know, there's a learning experience.
Yeah, and Oyster River plays at UNH, so it's an Olympic-sized hockey rink. Bigger rink. Kingswood's not necessarily used to that, correct?
I think
more importantly, does that impact?
Yes, I think there's a lot of ways you can make excuses, but you know you don't want to do that.
No.
But the spacing is different, the speed is different. You know how you mark up is different, and and you had mentioned it that Oyster River's used to playing on that rink.
Yeah, that's their rink. It's their home rink.
You know there is an adjustment. I think that game is played at the Pop. I think there's possibly a much different outcome there. It seemed to be relatively evenly matched going back and forth. Just Oyster River found some open spaces and, you know, were able to take advantage of a couple miscues.
Are we going to see them later in the season?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have the schedule in front of me,
no
so I don't know. But they get Lebanon tonight, and you know Lebanon's the kind of team that they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot with.
Right.
And so I think it is a must-win. Plus, you're getting Lebanon driving across. I know you don't believe in
you love this.
Travel.
Yeah.
I don't
the travel impact, right?
You know, so,
no, I get it with Lebanon, especially. I mean, they're coming from a couple hours away. And that's,
yeah. So I mean, I think it does matter. Girls hockey. The girls have played a couple games against Conval. They
had a home and away. Yeah,
and they lost both of them 4-1. Good games, competitive games.
Very competitive.
I was able to make the home one. I did not make the trip to Winchton, Massachusetts last night.
I did make the trip. Yeah, it was Monday night.
Do you think the travel impacted the girls and their performance last night?
I actually think the travel impacted them because they played exceptionally well.
Okay.
It definitely was their best game this season.
So some bonding on the bus. On the plane or bus.
Yeah, I wish they'd taken a plane, but they played exceptionally well. I mean, they were able to. They were down 2-0 for the first couple of periods.
Yeah.
And then they actually went down 3-0. And then they were able to just chip away and come back. And with 20 seconds left in the game, it was 4-3 Conval.
Wow.
I mean, the final score was 5-3, but you know, just all around, great effort by Abby Kelly. She had a hat trick. Great effort in net by Ella Savage. I mean, she took a lot of shots that night.
Good.
But just the girls played very well. They played as a team, and even after the game, you could tell that this team is bonding.
Do you have any idea how the playoffs work for girls hockey? Does it top 8, top 10, top 6, everybody?
I don't know how many. I mean, it's not everybody. I want to say it's the top 12, but we'll find out for next week.
How many teams are in the?
It was like 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they're gonna have to win some games.
We'll find out. Yeah, they're gonna get some wins. Yeah.
All right. We don't have an update for girls basketball.
No.
So we'll just jump right to boys basketball. Boys basketball 1-1 in the season. They lost to a very good Hanover team.
Yeah.
And it was a competitive. I was just talking to Coach Place in the gym just now, and actually it's Coach Place's wife, and she thought it was a really good back and forth game, and that Hanover's one of the better teams in the state.
Yeah.
And so they're looking good. They have a game
tonight.
Tonight they're playing Sanborn, who's also 1-1. So you know, they're getting into, I don't want to say it's must win, but there's so many teams in you know, Division II.
So much.
That, you know, they got to win.
Each game is extremely important.
You know, 6 or 7 games probably to make the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, good luck to the boys tonight. Yeah. Big scores, Brogan Shannon, 27 points and 4 assists.
That's great.
That's getting to the net.
Yeah.
or the bucket rather.
Yeah.
Ethan Arnold, 23 points. We talk about Ethan a lot.
Yep.
Patrick Runnels with 9 points. We mentioned Patrick a lot during the football season.
That's great.
So
Great
good to see
athlete.
Patrick. And again, tonight's that's against Sanborn. Skiing?
Yeah, we got a skiing update.
All right.
So, yep, the high school team has had 2 races so far this season. On December 19th, they skied at King Pine against the rival Kennett, and then they skied on January 3rd against Cranmore with Kennett. Or at not with Cranmore. They skied at Cranmore against Kennett, Plymouth, and Hanover. Jackson Walsh for the guys. He's been the top point scorer. And then, of course, the ski meister,
Allison Bean.
Top scorer for the girls. So it was great to get a skiing update. And
how much do you know about high school skiing?
I know as much as Allison Bean told me.
Okay.
So how about you?
Well, I was just wondering. I've skied at snowboard at King Pine before.
Oh, snowboarder! Look at you throwing that out there.
In my day.
Is that what you would do now if you'd go out and snowboard, or would you ski?
My body says to ski, but
Yeah.
my heart says still to snowboard.
All right. Okay. All right.
I just wonder, because King Pine is such a smaller mountain than Cranmore.
Yeah.
When they play Cranmore,
Yeah.
is there a home mountain advantage?
Yeah.
You know, because it's such a small thing. Just like go back to hockey, where UNH is such a bigger rink.
Yeah.
Than they're normally playing on. I just wonder
Plus,
if that
and the
affects
thing
anything.
too, you look at the way they space it out. I mean, it's different each time, right? It's the same race, but the next week they're going to set it up maybe differently. Is it? I don't know.
We need Allison.
We need Allison. And then if you're like the 5th skier, that's already the first 2 have cut the ruts. Does that change things? So it'd be great to get a skiing perspective.
We need to have the skiing coach in here, and Coach Neeler.
Yeah.
Is in the building.
She is, yeah.
So I think it would be great to get educated on that.
Yeah.
Just like we got educated on something else. What did we get educated on that we did?
We get educated
Fishing.
We get educated on everything.
Yes, I know that. But fishing, when we got educated on fishing.
Yeah.
Bass fishing.
Coach Gagney, he did.
So I think that would be,
we could learn about skiing, and I didn't get a Nordic update, but hopefully we'll get that for next time.
Okay. Ready to move on to the Patriots?
Yeah, I'm moving on. You're right.
You're moving on?
Well, I mean, just for this season, I'm not moving on. I love the Patriots.
And I said to you before we went on the air, I think there's so much stuff in the NFL right now, and the Patriots and everything, and drama and all that kind of stuff. We could spend the whole show on this.
We could.
We could actually probably go to an hour show on this one.
We could.
So
a 3-hour special.
Well, let's quickly recap the game. I think that game was played similar to how they played the last half of the season.
Yeah.
Offense was almost non-existent at times.
Right.
Defense played good, played well.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee played exactly the kind of game they needed to do to win.
Yep.
Did not give the ball to the Patriots.
Yep.
In short fields.
Yep. Great clock management by Vrabel.
Yep. I don't say he outcoached Belichick, because I just don't think the Patriots had the horses to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say outcoached him, but he used some of Bill's tactics that he learned. So nothing wrong with that.
And so that's been interesting. But I am bummed about, and I put on our notes, Brady as we move forward.
Yeah.
The next 2.5 months are going to be dominated by Tom Brady talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's been ridiculous. I turned off the radio today. I just couldn't listen to any more of it. To recap, he's a free agent.
He is.
They can't franchise him.
Excuse me.
He has come out and said that he would like to play for New England. Mm-hmm. He would like to stay in New England. He has also come out and says he's definitely playing next year.
Yeah.
Robert Kraft has come out and saying he wants him to play in New England or retire.
Yeah.
There's only one guy that hasn't come out and said that yet.
And I don't think he's going to say it.
No, I don't think so either.
Bill is not going to say anything about that.
What camp are you in? Do you want Brady back, or is it time to move on?
Well, I mean, that's a really tough question, because
that's why I asked you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kind of talking to myself right now.
Okay, I'll step out if you want.
No. Look at where Tom Brady has gotten the New England Patriots, the New England fans. I mean, Tom Brady is a Patriot through and through. I can't imagine a Patriots team without him. For me, the best thing that he could do, which he's not going to do, would be just to retire, because I'm not ready to say move on. I mean, I'm okay with Tom, because I think if you were to get Tom Brady some weapons, I mean, even 1 or 2, to say, do you have anything left in your tank? Give him that chance. But is Robert Kraft willing to pay him the money that he's probably going to be demanding?
I think Robert Kraft would pay him as much money as Bill said to pay him. And I think it comes back to Bill, and I think there's a lot of things that are at play here. I do believe that Bill Belichick wants to try to turn this over to the next guy and the next quarterback and try to get this thing going again.
Is the next quarterback Stidham, though?
As of right now, it is.
Well, I know that.
Yeah, as of right now, I think it is. I think that in Bill's heart of hearts, yes, he would like to move on, but he also knows that his best chance to win is with Brady.
Yeah.
And so I think that if Bill has to pay Brady $25-30 million a year, whatever.
I think it would be 2-year, $50 million.
Okay, I think if he has to pay that, I don't think he's going to want him back because he's got too many other holes that he's got to address. Yeah. And $25 million of straight up cash cap money.
Yeah.
You can fill in, probably 10 positions basically, for the Pats.
Right.
And they probably have 10 positions on defense and offense that they need to address. Yeah. If Brady were to come back, if he were to say, okay, I'll come back at 15, then I think there's more of a chance that this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. But I also think Bill wants the full commitment from Brady.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants him to skip the offseason. I think he's going to want to say, if you come back, Brady, I want the Brady from the early 2000s that wins the parking spot, that is going to take the receivers out to Montana and work with them and spend time after practice. Not the one that goes to Barbados and all this kind of stuff during the offseason. He's going to want that full commitment. And I think at $25-30 million, Brady gives him that full commitment. At 15, it doesn't.
Right.
So there's a lot of moving pieces here. Mm-hmm. It breaks my heart to think of Brady playing in another position.
Yeah.
I mean, another team.
Another team.
It really does.
It's the Joe Montana thing. I mean, I was a huge, going to high school out in California, huge 49ers fan. And when Joe Montana, left the 49ers, Steve Young obviously was amazing. But then for him to put on another uniform.
And interesting, I like Joe Montana too, but I wasn't a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed watching Montana play in Kansas City. Yeah. And so I think nationally, I don't think people really give two craps about whether Brady plays in New England or plays somewhere else.
No, I know.
It's just there's a lot of moving parts with this. Brady had this Instagram post today that's definitive, that's saying he is playing next year.
Yeah.
He's really.
There's no way he was going to retire after those last two games.
Yeah,
and his last throw is going to be a pick six.
I know. I have already forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I thought his last throw was really to Philip Dorsett, and that's what that he has to throw the ball to Philip Dorsett in your last throw.
Yeah,
that was really upsetting. Edelman's drop in that game was really that was
killer.
That was really
the minute. I mean, did you just were you the minute Edelman dropped that? I was just like, it's
game over.
That
was it.
Yeah,
it was game over when they punted because I didn't think they'd be able to stop him.
Yeah,
I was surprised they punted.
Yeah,
they just weren't able to stop Derrick Henry, and there's issues. The defense was really good. They weren't built to beat Tennessee. They were built to beat Kansas City.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was too bad. So moving forward, we'll be talking about Brady, going forward. The coaching carousel right now.
Yeah, what are we going to see with that? I mean, McDaniels thought he was going to have possibility of 3 openings, and the openings are being filled. Dallas has been filled.
He's down to 1.
Yeah, Dallas has been filled by McCarthy.
Carolina's been filled by the guy from Baylor.
Yep, and then
Joe Judge.
Joe Judge, he was special teams coach, and then this year was the wide receivers coach.
Of the worst wide receiver group in the
Did a heck
league.
of a job with those wide receivers.
Yes, he did.
But he is now a head coach in the NFL.
How many times did we say when we were watching the Pats that the wide receivers went in the wrong direction? That guy's a head coach. So I do have some fears. I have some fears that it's such a weird hire without really interviewing anybody.
Yeah.
That's a placeholder for Bill. Mm-hmm. That Bill is kind of clearing things up with New England, and that he's going to make a move.
Okay.
I don't think it's a great chance that that's going to happen,
but
I think that there is a chance. If things fall through with Brady, if Kraft comes in and says, we're going to give Brady $35 million a year, and handcuffs Bill as far as roster.
Right, and then he won't be able to get anybody.
The Patriots can't come back the way they did this year. It was not a winning formula that they had.
No.
Now, you got poor Josh McDaniel, who's sitting there, like you said.
Yeah.
He can't even get to an interview.
No.
He's lined up for interviews, but the jobs are filled before he
even interviews,
Do you think that what McDaniels did last year was was it last year, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Was a factor in Indianapolis, where he took the Indianapolis job, but then got back on the plane.
You know what I keep replaying in my head with Josh McDaniels? When he said, he made a comment, obviously I'm paraphrasing, that I want to stay in New England because this is where I want my family to grow up. My kids are in school. Family's important to me.
Yep.
He had talked about that. So I really thought, once you say that, like, your kids don't grow up in 2 years. No. So why is he now shopping around for a head coaching job? You know, if he wants his family here, he's got a job, and technically he could be the heir apparent to Bill Belichick.
I had read that Joe Judge was actually more in line to be the heir apparent to Bill Belichick.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. We're busting on Joe Judge, and he may be a phenomenal coach, just with some tough. Obviously, he's a professional coach.
But on the surface, that he got Bill Belichick's endorsement.
Yeah.
You know, that the Giants called up Coach John Mara called up and talked to Bill, and I think he said Josh or Joe.
Yeah.
And Bill said Joe.
Yeah.
Which is, it's pretty amazing. But then again, is Bill messing around with Josh because he doesn't want to have to rebuild the offense either?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. I don't know. It's really kind of crazy.
And throw in the other piece, and obviously he's not seasoned enough to do it yet. But what about Steve Belichick? Like, what's he? I mean, not head coaching material this year, or probably even next year. But what role is he? Is he going to become the defensive coordinator?
I would say not next year, but the year after, he will be named the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And I think as soon as he's named the defensive coordinator, then that puts the clock on Bill. On Bill,
yeah.
Because that is going to be the heir apparent. If you listen to him, he is just an absolute twin of Bill.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is really
He's
something.
Great. He's great to listen to.
But why such the panic? The season has literally been over for 4 days.
Oh yeah.
And all these coaching open vacancies have been filled. It's not like they're playing on Saturday.
Right.
What's the hurry? Why are they in such a rush to do this?
Well, I think, obviously I've never worked for an NFL team, but you think you got to start, your the next day is the first day of the new season, right?
But don't you want to interview all the candidates that are there? The OC for Kansas City, he's been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator for Baltimore, he's been doing a pretty good job.
But do you think the NFL is such a tight knit? You kind of know what you've got.
Yeah, I think you got a point there.
Yeah.
And I think that actually hurts Josh McDaniels, because I think that when Josh burned Indy, he kind of put a black mark on his whole thing. And he was always the last interview that they were going to do. In case they didn't find anybody else, they'll give Josh another shot. That's the way I read it.
Yeah.
We'll spend some more time on the Patriots next week. But we can do some picks.
Oh, I had a tough week. You're Mr. Playoff. Look at you.
Hey, when it counts, I show up.
Oh boy, here we go. Well, that's okay. You're allowed to brag this week.
Well, I just think I'm going to pick whoever you pick for the rest of the way and just take my victory, and that's it.
That's great. Good way to win. Although the games last week were great. I mean, think about it.
Awesome.
Overtime.
4 great games.
Yeah, so it was
great
amazing.
Games.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so we got Minnesota at San Francisco.
You know who I'm picking.
And I'm picking them too. I'm picking San Francisco also. I think. I'm guessing that we're going to be the same on every game except for one. I'm going to throw one bone your way.
Okay.
So, wait a minute. I'm not going to write this down because there's only 4 games. So San Francisco, Tennessee, and Baltimore. I'm
going to go with the Ravens.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yep.
Houston and Kansas City. That one I thought about for a second.
This was your bone here because it's not going to be there. You're going to go with the next game, but because you're loving Houston.
Yeah, and I thought Houston looked terrible against Buffalo last week.
They did.
I really did.
They did. But how about Buffalo though, blowing that lead? Well, but
that's what Buffalo does.
I know. I'm going to go with Kansas City.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then Seattle at Green Bay. And I think this is where I'm going to throw a bone to you. So who you got?
I'm taking Russell Wilson.
Yep, and I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, good. That'll be good. That'll be fun.
So that's the one that we're...
Yeah, Seattle at Green Bay.
Seattle at Green Bay. And I knew you were going to take Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Very impressive in last week's game how they used DJ Metcalf.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of DJ Metcalf, huh? Patriots could have had him.
Yeah, they could have had a whole bunch of guys.
My goodness.
Is N'Keal Harry DJ Metcalf? They just didn't use him like DJ
Metcalf?
I
think N'Keal Harry is going to be fine.
I think so, too. I think they have to change things, what they're doing. They have to change no longer can do it with just veterans. They're going to need to bring in some rookies.
Yeah.
They're going to need to bring in some young guys, and they're going to have to give them an offense that they understand and just adjust it. And you can have offense A, offense B.
Right.
And I think you can do that.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like you said earlier, if Tom Brady's coming back, he's got to work with these guys in the offseason.
Yeah.
Spend some time with them. Get to know them and work with them.
All right. That's enough football. It was a lot of football there.
Yeah.
Bruins.
Yeah.
1-3 in their last 4 games.
Right.
They won last night 6-2. Got the goal scoring going.
Yeah.
I reached out to my source just for some information.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit of information.
Okay.
That Bruce Cassidy is the All-Star coach.
Yes.
You knew that part. I figured you knew that one. That's not the inside information.
No,
Everybody knows
no.
that one.
We all know that.
So, what have the Bruins been struggling with lately?
Winning in overtime.
So, what do you think they're doing in practices?
Simulating overtime
they spent
situations.
their whole practice doing 3-on-3.
Good.
The whole practices the last couple times have been just doing 3-on-3, just playing overtime games.
Yep.
And not that that's big breaking news. It's not like they traded.
Oh my gosh! But still, that's good.
So it's a little inside information about what they're doing.
Because that's such a different
practices.
game, different than 5-on-5.
Yeah. And I don't think that they're playing bad. They're just not finishing in overtime. From what I've seen, they've been out shooting, controlling the puck and doing all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But as soon as they give up the puck, it's an automatic goal for the other team. That's been hard to watch. Goal scoring has been a problem over the last few games. They solved it last night, or at least they put up 6 last night.
Right.
So that was good. I think the Bruins are fine. They're still in first place by a wide margin.
Yeah.
Even though they lose these overtime games, they still pick up points.
Getting points. Yeah.
The way that the
So what is
the
it?
NHL
So
works.
I was looking at the overtime losses. It's at 11.
11 overtime losses.
That's crazy.
It's something else. They only have 5 regular season losses. I think.
It's crazy.
So the Bruins are going to be fine. Celtics 8-2 in their last 10.
Yep.
Thank you for putting that in there.
No problem.
Second place in the East. I had mentioned that they seem to be struggling without Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
And I think that's starting to show, especially in the last game.
Definitely.
But you had mentioned that he's coming back.
Yeah, well, they say he's questionable for tonight's game against the Spurs, so whether he comes back tonight, he should be back in the next few days.
Okay. Did you catch that little tidbit I put on there, that Taco Fall?
I know, I did see that, yeah.
6 in
All-Star voting, yeah.
He has played a collective 4 minutes
Yeah,
this year.
I know. Isn't that amazing? It's so exciting. I watched a little clip on the local news, too, about him with the Maine Red Claws and how people are just obviously loving him.
I think that Taco Fall is going to be, I know we had a discussion about this earlier this year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to become a piece for the Celtics moving forward.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year.
Right.
But, you watch the Red Claws, he has offensive game.
He does.
He's
got
dribbling
great
the ball,
moves. He can pivot.
Yes. And you certainly can't block his shots.
No.
And he blocks an awful lot of shots. I think that there is a future
I agree
for
with
Taco.
you. Yeah, I agree.
All right, we got about 3.5 minutes left. I had put down Red Sox just because they were in the news the past couple of days.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, the Houston Astros have been accused of stealing signs,
Yep.
using digital equipment, and then
Video
passing it on video equipment, and then passing it on to whoever's on second base, and then banging drums or whatever.
Yeah.
And Alex Cora used to work and coach at Houston, and then Alex came to Boston.
Boston, yeah.
And they won a World Series. I don't know if you knew that. They won a World Series.
Good for them.
Yes, they did. And so now 3 players who had left the Red Sox
came
disgruntled
employees
and said that you should see the operation that the Red Sox got going.
And that was the 2018 run.
The 2018.
Yeah.
So Major League Baseball is investigating, which I think they should. And is it cheating? Is stealing signs in baseball cheating?
So that's the way I have to answer the question. The answer is no, because every baseball player and every coach attempts to steal signs. We're sitting in the dugout. Okay, what's their steal sign? We want to figure this out.
Yep.
Give the catcher an advantage. I think that's perfectly fine. That's part of the game. When you start using digital equipment, cameras, cell phones, whatever you want to use, I think that's when it crosses the line to cheating.
Okay.
I think if the guy on second base, sees the catcher and knows that he's throwing a curveball and relays that, that's okay. I'm all right with that. But if
if he got
center,
if he got information from the dugout that says that
I'm not okay with that because they're getting that information from electronically. I don't like that. What do you think?
I put down, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That was the quote from somebody.
Yeah.
But
this sounds like a Yogi Berra thing or something.
I think that there is a line, and I have a list of cheating scandals here.
Okay.
And real quickly, we're going to ask. I'm going to say the scandal, and you're going to tell me if you think it's cheating or not cheating.
Okay.
So it'll be pretty simple. I mean, these are pretty straightforward. All right. So, Spygate.
Not cheating. Oh, it's the first one.
First one.
Cheating.
Cheating.
Sorry.
Bountygate.
Oh, nah, cheating. I mean,
cheating, or is that cheating, or is that just bad human beings being bad human beings?
Yeah, I mean, deplorable human beings, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be cheating. It's just
salary cap gate. That was with the Redskins, Dallas, and stuff like that.
I don't know. That's just moving around money to get players. It could be, I guess, cheating. Cheating.
All right. In baseball, stealing signs without electronics.
Without electronics is not cheating.
Not cheating. Cork bat.
Cheating. Yeah.
Pine tar.
Oh, George Brett. George Brett. I'm going to say not cheating.
I'm saying not cheating on that one, too.
Yeah.
I don't think that there is a distinct advantage.
No. It just gives you extra grip.
And everybody in the place saw it. Pine tar.
George Brett didn't agree with it either. So.
No, he did not. Fixing games.
Absolutely cheating.
Cheating. Steroids.
Cheating. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, steroids is cheating. I don't think you.
All right, so talking real, I know we were way out of time,
sure.
But with steroids, in baseball, for instance, I mean, if a team is caught cheating, then theoretically they should have to, potentially give up some of those wins.
Right.
If you have a steroid user on your team, should you have to give up wins?
I don't know, because that player is going to receive a punishment.
I feel like we need another word for that's in addition to cheating.
Right.
That applies to Bountygate and steroids and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's just interesting. I mean, you got other sports that we could have talked about too.
Yeah.
But everybody's looking for an advantage. That's what the whole thing about professional sports is.
Right.
Where's that line?
Yeah, where's the line, or where's the loophole? Where can I push it? Like, for example, with Mike Vrabel and Bill Belichick, with the rule with the penalties.
Right.
Up until that rule is going to get changed this season.
Absolutely.
So that they were able to find the loophole, take advantage of it, exploit it, until the rule is changed.
Right. I mean, it was pine tar loophole.
Yeah.
Was steroids illegal?
Steroids. Yeah.
It was not illegal at that time.
At that time, it was
not
legal.
A banned substance.
Right.
So I don't know. All right, that's going to do it for us before our producer gets mad at us that we're going over on time.
Yeah, well, make sure we say thank you to Timothy Goodwin, our producer.
And thank you to Timothy Goodwin, and thank you to Skelly's Market.
Yes, Downtown Grill Cafe.
Morrissey's Front Porch.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We will see you next week.
Go Knights.
Knights roll.